The advice and opinions expressed by the host of Autism Live and her guests are meant solely as suggestion and should not be in any way construed as child-specific advice. Any choices you make in determining your child's treatment are completely at your own discretion.
Good morning and welcome to Autism Live in April. This is April. It's autism awareness. It's autism action. It's autism acceptance. It's all the A words. What are your A words? We want to hear from you guys. I'm Shannon Penrod. I am your host, and I identify as a proud pony. I'm a parent of a neurodiverse individual, and you know if you watch the show that here at the Autism Network, our mission is always to provide information and inspiration. That's all we're about here. And we want to provide that information and inspiration to that greater autism community that starts with individuals who are themselves on the spectrum. We know that you guys have a whole host of different words that you use to describe yourself, whether it's neurodivergent, whether it's on the spectrum, have autism, autistic. We want you to tell us what words you want used when describing you, but we know that everybody has different words, right? I describe myself as a parent of a neurodiverse individual because that is the word that my son uses for very specific reasons. And if you want to know more, write to me and ask, and I'll tell you why. But we start with individuals who are on the spectrum because they're the beating heart of our community, right? They're our deep-hearted why. But we also include in that conversation and in that community everyone who loves those individuals. Now, that's where I am a part of the community because I do not identify as being autistic, but I do identify as someone who loves many individuals on the spectrum, not the least of which would be my fabulous, wonderful son. So there we go. So that's the whole of our community that we are talking to. Have I got a show for you today? Welcoming, if you've been looking for positivity and good things to be able to do. I know April is so busy. There's so many things and you have to pick and choose about what can we really give our time to. Well, if you're in the Los Angeles area, I have to tell you, I highly recommend on Sunday, April 27th at Vista Del Mar, they're doing year 2. It's the second annual performance about love and connection. It's called the Neurodiversity of Kindness. It's a brand new show with stories of kindness told through music, dance, art, film, and silent presence and storytelling. Really, really incredible. That's happening at the Vista Del Mar Child and Family Services, the Glorya Kaufman Performing Arts Center, which is located at 3200 Motor Avenue in Los Angeles. Tickets are free. However, registration for the tickets has closed. So a little bit later when I welcome my guests, we're going to tell you how you can still get a ticket that's free. You'll just have to follow the instructions. So my guests today are going to be Harri James O'Kelley and Rabbi Jackie Redner. They're two amazing people putting good things into the world. They're the kind of people you want to spend time with. So we're going to spend time with them today. It's going to be lovely. They're incredible people. Whoo, talk about light. They bring light wherever they go. So all of that's coming up. But right now, I want to tell you we're premiering the show. It is pre-taped, as many of our shows were in April, because we're literally moving studios as we speak. But we didn't want to leave you, right? So we pre-taped ahead of time with some amazing people. So, but we're premiering it right now, which means it's live right now on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. You can be watching on any of those platforms. You can be writing in your questions right now. We will be trying to monitor them and unless we are literally lifting something in this moment. But we'll try to monitor your questions as we go through. We appreciate it when you guys like, subscribe, tell other people, all the things that there are. Review. Oh, we love it when you guys review us. Our fabulous Chris Desmond is showing you some of the different ways that you can be watching the show. We know that some of you watch it live and some of you catch it on YouTube and on Facebook, but a lot of you, the vast majority of you, are listening in podcasts. And we hope that when you do that, you appreciate that it's a free download and that means that you will get some advertising in the podcast. If that's not your thing, if that's not your ticket, And you're like, I really want the podcast and I really want it without the ads, you absolutely can do that by visiting glow.fm/autism live. For $5 a month, a very low monthly fee, you can get everything we do at the Autism Network. That's Autism Live. That's Ask Dr. Doreen. It's Stories from the Spectrum. It's Today's Hyperfixation. It's all of it. And now, as you've been watching in April, our new Autism Live show is in Espanol. So you will get all of that. Anytime we put out a new show, it will automatically show up in your inbox for that small $5 a month, and it will be ad-free. You are welcome. For those of you who want that. Now, for everybody else, and you're like, I really don't want to spend $5 a month, that's okay. It's free to you on all the other platforms, but I hope you'll embrace the ads and go, I love that that company thought that it was a great idea to sponsor Autism Live, right? Because that's how we feel about it. Okay, so having said all of that, I also want to talk about our jargon of the day, because this is when we take on one word, one phrase, one acronym, and we try to figure out, what does this mean? How does this affect me? Is this something that could help me or someone I love? And what's the dealio, right? So today's jargon term, we haven't done it in a while, apparently, sociodramatic play. And check my temperature, because I don't know why we haven't done this, because it's something very near and dear to my heart. So let's take a look at our first definition, which comes to us from Google AI. Sociodramatic play is a form of pretend play where children act out social roles and interactions, often with a narrative or a storyline, fostering social and language skills and understanding of the world. What an amazing thing. Now, you probably all have seen some kind of sociodramatic play before, right? You certainly have participated in it. It could be as simple as a group of kids playing on the playground and somebody assigns roles and says, let's play house. Excuse me. Now I'm going to have a tickle. Let me take a drink. Let's pause. Hopefully that'll help. But they're on the playground and somebody says, let's play house. You be the mom. I'll be the dad. You be the dog. Excuse me. Sociodramatic play. It's a little unorganized, right? But it still counts as sociodramatic play. But we can go all the way to being in a play or playing a role in a film, right? That's sociodramatic play too, and there are benefits to it. Let's look at our next definition, which comes to us from vic.gov in Australia, and they don't hyphenate. So that's why this definition does not have the hyphen. I don't know, but they just don't do that. Sociodramatic play is where children act out imaginary situations and stories, become different characters, and pretend they are in different locations and times. Sociodramatic play can be a powerful tool for learning language, as children take on roles and characters, act out various scenarios and stories, and solve problems using language and movement. Oh my gosh, doesn't that sound absolutely amazing? Well, here's the thing. You know, I am a big fan of this kind of work for various and sundry reasons. This is what helped me. When I was a child, I was so shy. I mean, painfully shy. I know this is shocking to all of you and anybody who knows me. I'm still very shy, but I'm nowhere near the shy that I was when I was a child. But my fourth grade teacher at a teacher conference was talking to my mother. At home, I would do character voices and become different character people because it would make my mom laugh, right? And my teacher said to my mother, I'm really worried about her. She's so closed-mouthed and doesn't talk in class. And, you know, and my mother said, who are you talking about? This is my very dramatic, imaginative child. And the teacher said to my mother, you know, it would be very beneficial if you put her in a drama class, put her in a theater group. My sister was already playing sports, and my mother had put me in sports. You know, that's not everybody's thing. And so she found a drama class for me to be in, and it changed my life. It changed every interaction that I have with people because I had a safe place to practice. And still now it's funny because I can feel myself if I go someplace, conference or something where there's a whole bunch of people and I don't know anybody. First of all, I glom onto the person that I do know. If I can find, and poor Amy Gravino, often it's her. She will tell you that I'm like, you need to be my social support animal for the day. That's a term she had said, not me. But I just like, so I have defenses, right? But then I know I have to kick into a mode where instead of hanging back, that I literally walk up to people and go, "Hi, I'm Shannon Penrod. I host Autism Live." And everybody thinks, "Oh, she's so confident and she's so outgoing." I was taught how to do that as a child in a theater class. And I've watched my son flourish when he has an opportunity. I've talked with Temple Grandin about how her mother made her do the local community theater and how freeing it is. Suddenly, when you're playing someone else, you have the ability to say and do things that maybe you didn't have before. The research is in on this too for our kiddos that are on the spectrum. Doing drama and being involved in sociodramatic play is very beneficial to them. It does help add language. It helps them with anxiety. It helps them with problem solving. It certainly helps them with social situations. So it's a fabulous thing. Now, how does this dovetail with what we're talking about today? Believe me, when you hear these two women talk about the performances that they're doing and involving and having these performances revolve around individuals who are on the spectrum, it's just a beautiful thing. And we're going to talk about the fact that it's meaningful to those actors, but it's also incredibly meaningful to the audience as well. Sociodramatic play. If you haven't done this with your child, your teen, or your adult, it's not too late. There are lots of groups, and many of them are specific to individuals on the spectrum, but a lot of them are very well integrated, where there's people on the spectrum and people not on the spectrum. For me, that's especially exciting, right? But I hope you'll consider it when you're looking at things to do with your child, because the science is showing that it helps in lots of different things, not the least of which building self-confidence and self-esteem. Can't be, you can't underplay the importance of that, right? Or the overplay it either. I'm not sure which one, but it's so important. That's what I'm trying to say. Okay. Let's take a break. We'll show you some of the things that we're doing this month, as we get down to this last week. Don't forget to be here we're interviewing Temple Grandin on the very last day. So that's next week. But we still have a lot of life left in this month. So take a look at some of the things that we're doing. And then we're going to come back with two incredible women, Harri James O'Kelley and Rabbi Jackie Redner. Take a look at this.
It's that time of year. April has finally arrived. This week we have all new shows. On Monday, Shannon welcomes Harri James and Rabbi Jackie Redner to talk about their newest venture, a show entitled The Neurodiversity of Kindness. Then on Tuesday, Shannon and Dr. Doreen welcome Ilana Gershlovitz, director of the Star Academy, to discuss ODD and PDA. On Wednesday, Shannon is joined by Lisa Ackerman. On Thursdays and Fridays, we are excited to introduce Autism Live in Spanish throughout all of April.
Buenos días y bienvenidos a Autism Live. Soy Shannon Penrod.
On Thursday's show, Shannon offers tips on how to bully-proof your child with ASD. And on Friday, Shannon breaks down the different parts of the IEP. Join us at 10 a.m. every day throughout April. The Autism Network, providing information and inspiration to families for over 14 years.
Welcome back. As promised, I have two of the most incredible people that are joining me. You want to talk about having zest for life. These two ladies, first of all, we're welcoming back to the show Harri James O'Kelley. She is a filmmaker, storyteller, and 2E education advocate, combining filmmaking with her passion for gifted and twice exceptional education. She released her first documentary, O'Kelley Legends, 2E Behind the Scenes. Harri speaks at gifted education and neurodiversity conferences on parent advocacy and the importance of mentors for the neurodiverse community. She created and produced the show Neurodiversity of Kindness in April 2024, which we'll talk a little bit about. And now she is back for April 2025 with the storytelling story. Oh, no, I'm ahead of myself. We'll tell you more about that. But she also created the storytelling show Trauma Mama Stories in 2023. Her short story, The Greatest Act of Kindness, is published in the anthology Rings of Kindness, edited by Matthew J. Goldberg. One of her passions for gifted and special needs education, Harri also created the O'Kelley Lab with her family, a grassroots effort to promote supports, resources, creative solutions, and productions with and for neurodiverse, 2E, and gifted individuals. So how much do we love that? But joining her, truly a remarkable human being, Rabbi Jackie Redner. She is the director of spiritual enrichment and the rabbi in residence at Vista Del Mar. And she has served as their resident rabbi for the past 18 years. She holds the title of Director of Spiritual Enrichment, which I think is an amazing title to have. And she oversees the Vista House of Lovingkindness, which we are going to talk about. It's a sacred, inclusive community of belonging that supports, uplifts, and celebrates Jewish individuals with autism, speaking and non-speaking, and other special needs and their family members throughout their lifespans, providing them a stable Jewish spiritual home and refuge. Vista House of Lovingkindness also welcomes individuals and families from all walks of Jewish life to join in that community. The LGBTQ plus community, the disabled community, Jews of color, Jewish beginners and seekers, the neurodivergent, the neurotypical, the lonely, the alienated, the curious, and the open-hearted, and friends from all backgrounds are welcome in that house of loving kindness. How amazing is that? She is known as Rabbi Jackie, and she also serves as the chaplain for the Vista's residential program. Established over 100 years ago as the Jewish Orphans Home of Southern California, today, Vista Del Mar, through its myriad of specialized programs, provides a trauma response continuum of services to over 5,000 children and families in crisis annually from all walks of faith. Okay, obviously these are two amazing women. I didn't also mention that both of these women are amazing moms. And that's something to be said too. While they're doing all these things, they're both amazing moms. So let's welcome them back to the show, ladies. I'm in awe of both of you, honestly, and so thrilled to have both of you back here. Let's jump in and talk about the fact that in 2024, you two collaborated and had this amazing performance that everybody was talking about forever. It had such a wonderful response. Now you're back. It's 2025. What was the conversation like when you guys were deciding to do this show? And is it related to the last show? Is it new? What can we expect? Who wants to go first?
Harri, why don't you go first?
Well, first of all, thank you so much for inviting us back. It's always so great to be with you, Shannon, and you are a mom too. And so we feel like we're in the club here, and it's so awesome. I just feel like I'm the luckiest mom in the world to have this opportunity. I pitched the idea to Rabbi Jackie, for last year, and she was so supportive and wonderful, and she brought so much to the show. She, it was really a collaboration. It was my idea, but I could not have done it without her and all of her wonderful input and the choir and what she brought to this, plus, asking Vista and basically making this dream come true. And so I owe a lot to Rabbi Jackie, who has helped our family with the program that she has and is probably why my kids are where they are today. So I feel so indebted to Vista, and for Vista to give us this opportunity and to support Rabbi Jackie for the last 18 years and what her vision is. I just feel really lucky to be at this party at all. And being a filmmaker, I had experienced a lot of amazing talent in the neurodivergent world and just wanted to showcase it and have a place. And where else would we be able to do that other than a place like Vista Del Mar Children and Family Services, where they're going to support and love families and highlight and celebrate these kinds of talents. And so I just feel really fortunate enough to have the opportunity and to get to work with Rabbi Jackie.
She's pretty incredible. And so, Rabbi Jackie, when somebody like Harri James O'Kelley comes to you with such a creative and wonderful, always creative and wonderful ideas. What's that like for you?
I mean, I have to say that last year it made me nervous because I didn't know what to expect. And it seemed like it was going to be a lot of work and I couldn't picture it. But Harri kept saying, no, we can do it. We can do it. We can do it. And Vista really supported the effort. Our CEO, Lena Wilson, our CEO and president, she's amazing, and was involved in the show and supported all of our efforts. And the entire Vista team really showed up to make this happen. And I think this year, after I saw what Harri could do last year, I was blown away personally by the show and what she was able to put together as far as really bringing diverse talent together and having a really world-class show. I mean, it was so spectacular and such a pleasure to be a part of. I was like, well, let's do it again and let's keep on doing it. So that's where we're at today, and we're very excited. We're having it at the end of April, closing out Autism Awareness Month, but it's not only for people with autism, it's for everybody. It's a celebration of humanity and the diversity of humanity and the kindness found in all kinds of people from all different situations in life.
Now, I mentioned before that we pre-taped this show, but when we are airing this, it's just a couple of days away, this show. So on April 27th at the Glorya Kaufman Center for the Performing Arts at Vista Del Mar, I understand that it's from 3:30 to 5:30. I love it that you guys give us an end time. It just helps prepare. And right? Because we're all wanting to know, our kids sometimes want to know, and we want to know, how long are we gone for? I love that. The name of the show is The Neurodiversity of Kindness. We're showing you the flyer there. And it is a part of the Vista House of Lovingkindness, part of the program that you guys are doing. So tell us, so it is different from last year, correct? We still are on the topic of kindness, but a slightly different take on this. Harri, what do families need to know to be prepared? What are they going to see?
Well, it's a community builder and it's a celebration. So if you're a family, you're going to come and you're going to see the show and you're going to be exposed to organizations that are not just coming out for one day, but are working really hard to make a difference in these families' lives the whole year. So you're going to see actors from Spectrum Lab, let's say, performing something. You're going to see straight up abilities dancers. You're going to see mentorship happening between USC's dancers and possibly mixing in with other nonprofit dancers. I mean, there's a lot that is it's just a lot of collaboration and a lot of celebration. And it's just kind of showing our community at its best and with a lot of love. And then there's the choir that just brings the most amazing tone into the whole performance. And Rabbi Jackie is there with a wonderful parents' prayer that everyone it just fills your heart to be a part of that. And she introduces the audience to silent presence, which is something that she does that is just so beautiful. So you're going to be exposed to some wonderful just tools, really, and also watching performances and just feeling great about our community.
What a wonderful thing. Rabbi Jackie, talk a little bit about what this silent presence is.
I think for all of us, I know at least for me or for people that are sensitive, when you have so much in front of you, whether it's singing or visual, it's like you need time to allow it to settle and to actually have a receptive body and heart that you can really take it in. So it's really built into the program that there's silence in between the acts. And And also in the beginning, we'll talk about that as we create our Sacred Heart together, in which this performance will take place. And I think it's just, I mean, for me as a rabbi, it's where I find spirit and holiness, and a holiness that can hold the space for what we're trying to create there, and for whatever happens in that space during this event. So that's really what it's about for me. It's acknowledging that. And then also, I guess it's not because of this, but I also know from a lot of my students who are non-speaking, who have managed to go through the tremendous effort of learning how to type, that what it means to listen, that for so many years, that's all they did was receive. And to try and honor that also, because it's something that the neurotypical community has a really hard time doing.
Oh my goodness.
And so that's important to me as their teachers in that.
Amazing. Now, at the time that we're airing this, the registration has closed for tickets, but you guys have extended for people who are watching this show. If they want to come to the show, they can still get tickets. You'll look at the flyer, which will attach to the show, and follow the process that's on the flyer, but you'll need to say, I saw it on Autism Live. And in that way, they will do their level best to accommodate you. Although I guess there's a point at which you can't take people because the venue only holds so many people. But let's say that you can, and that you can still reach out to get tickets. And how much do the tickets cost, ladies?
They're free.
I thought so.
This is a community event. This is a gift from Vista Del Mar to the larger community, because we think it's important. And so we're partnering with Harri, providing the venue, providing recording, supporting our staff and our security and everything to be able to be a part of this. So it of course, donations are always welcome, but there is no fee to attend this beautiful event. And I would say that if you don't RSVP, you can still take a chance and come, because there might very well be a space available for you. And if not, then you'll have a chance to come next year. But call Vista Del Mar at 310-836-1223, and they'll get you in touch with me, and we'll make sure you're on the list.
Okay. I have to tell you, all week long as we've been preparing for this show, the last couple of weeks, and we've got a lot of different shows, so I've been referring to this as the Harri James and Rabbi Jackie. And so the Harri James and Rabbi Jackie, and we've all been saying, what a great name for a rock band. Harri James and Rabbi Jackie. And even Rabbi Redner.
You're definitely going to hear the rabbi singing. So
there we go.
I hope not. I hope that my mic's on quiet. I'll be helping.
Okay. Now,
so, I just want to mention, mention one more thing, Shannon?
Sure.
I just want to say a bit about our choir that you'll see. That our choir that performs is our Vista Del Mar residential choir. It changes all the time depending on what kids are here. And it is supported by our remarkable staff. So the kids that are going to be singing are part of our program here now, and receiving services and giving of themselves, giving of their heart and their soul, and learning and being received. And I think one of the really main things about this event is how can we help all the people involved in the show be received by an audience of people with an open heart. There's this idea, I think, that when you're truly seen, you're like reborn again and again. And that's really what we want for all of our kids. It doesn't matter if they're neurodivergent or neurotypical or from whatever background they're from. We want a space where they're seen and celebrated for their gifts and for who they are. So I just wanted to mention that. And you'll see our CEO also, she sings with our choir.
How wonderful. And as mentioned, Vista Del Mar, and you're a rabbi, and you're doing programming about Jewish living and Jewish spirituality, but this is not limited, performers or audience members, to just people in the Jewish community. Am I correct?
Yeah, this is not a Jewish event. This is a community event that's sponsored through Vista House of Lovingkindness, through Vista Del Mar. If anybody would like to learn about the Jewish programming that we do, please be in contact with me. We do that through Vista House of Lovingkindness. We have religious education and experience program twice a week. We have Passover Seder coming up. We have this event. Please be in touch so we can meet you and support you and embrace you, and you could become part of our world.
But equally, I'm just going to say this because, and I say this all the time, as I was going through the world as a mom with a newly diagnosed son, I didn't find any community that was more welcoming than the Jewish community. There's so much to be learned by how the Jewish community looks at differently abled individuals, special needs, whatever words you guys use, but no one was more welcoming to us than the Jewish community. And it's remarkable. And I just want to say, if there's anybody out there that you have not experienced this for yourself, this is a great starter event. Go and be welcomed in open arms and have your child be accepted for who they are, not who other people would hope that they would be, and feel the peace of that for yourself, of being with a community of people that recognize the differences in you and in your child and celebrates them. They're not going to love you in spite of it. They're going to love you because of it, which is really an amazing thing. I certainly have felt that on so many occasions. And, I think there's this weird thing that you always have this event on a day and a time when I can't be there. And, and I'm hurt by it. But, I'm sure it's partially my fault. But I know that everybody talks about what an amazing event it is, and I know that it is. Anyway, I'm not going to cry all over you, but what you're doing is
I'm crying. Thank you so much for that endorsement. And I couldn't have said it any better. And that's exactly how I felt. I mean, when our family came to this program with Rabbi Jackie, I was struggling. We had a child that, had just had a liver transplant. Mm-hmm. And, we were searching for how to stay connected to our Judaism. And it was really hard. We just didn't have any more bandwidth, to join a temple full time. We were just, hanging on with two kids that had autistic, diagnoses, and a kid that just came out of a liver transplant. And that's where we put all the pieces together, was in this program. And if it wasn't for Rabbi Jackie putting her kids in front of, a bima and letting them kind of find themselves and build that confidence, I don't think they would be where they are today. And that's why I feel so indebted. And that's why I want to create programs with a program like this program and like Vista Del Mar, because they've given so much to my family when I was searching to find a community. And they certainly have an amazing community. So if you're thinking about coming, I hope you'll come for a lot of different reasons, but Absolutely. It is going to be a celebration. Your heart will be open. You will feel the love of this community, and you will meet the extraordinary Rabbi Jackie.
Oh, please. Thank you. That's very kind. I also want to mention that, we're featuring art throughout the show. And after the event this year, we're having an art show and a chance to purchase artwork from the artists that will be, I don't know. It's a big mouthful, but
it's going to be, I'm just going to show you one of the scarves from one of the organizations. And look at this.
Goodness.
Here I am. I'm looking just so plain. And then look at this.
Ooh.
How it's so extraordinary. this is the kind of work that these neurodivergent artists are doing. And it's just unbelievable. I mean, look at how it just brightened my whole day.
That is
and I
stunning.
can tell you right now, this artist, her name is Maria Gutera, and she is with Able Arts Work. And her work will be displayed. Her photo is going to be in our show. But there's going to be so many more artists like this. There's 3 lovely nonprofits that we're working with, that we worked with last year. One of them is Able Artworks. One of them is Exceptional Children's Foundation. This is not a foundation that just popped up. This is something that's been around for over 50 years, the way Vista has been around for over 100.
Wow.
So there are these great resources that families need to know about so that they're not trying to do this all by yourself. You know, there's supports out there, and that's what we want to share with you. LA Gold, who has Inside Out Productions, is going to be there. I just visited their studio. They all have studios. I got to meet these artists. It was so empowering. And at LA Gold, they have a sewing studio, and it was fabulous. There's pottery. We're going to have all kinds of wonderful gifts that you can buy for Mother's Day.
Wow.
So if you haven't bought your Mother's Day gift already, I hope you're going to come and shop. That's my favorite thing to do.
Well, and notably, both of you ladies are extremely adept at collaboration, which I have to cheer you on about, because this is a community that wants to be about collaboration, but often face plants and doesn't do it well or doesn't do it right. And that's not you guys. You guys do it well and you do it right. I also want to say that I was asked to, Harri very nicely asked for me to participate this year, and I couldn't, because I am compelled to be other places by people, namely my son, right? People that I have to listen to. But it meant a lot to me that I was asked to collaborate, and that was very kind.
You're an amazing storyteller, and we really do want your story. So if it's not this year, hopefully we're going to do it next year. We really want you to come and be a part of this. You have done so much for this event. You do so much for our community. You're always out there promoting. You've been doing this for a long time, and without you, how would us moms find out what's going on?
Well, I appreciate that. I really do. And I hope that sometime in the future I can. I will tell you that you forgot to mention puppets to me. It wasn't until I saw the pictures and I was like, right, she uses puppets too. That's just like a trigger for me, because I love puppets so much. So next year when you ask me, remind me about the puppets, and it will be that much harder. And next year my son won't be graduating from college, so who knows?
Congratulations. That's amazing.
Thank you. It's a huge deal.
And Shannon, maybe you can tell us ahead of time some dates in April where you would be available, and we can work our event around you.
April, as you know, April is just off the chain. Now this year it's complicated by the fact that we are moving our studio in April, because that's advisable. That's a smart thing. But that's why we're pre-taping shows, so that, in April we won't be trying to do that from the back seat of my car.
But it's about being resourceful.
That's
right.
That's
what you're reminding us.
That is right. But that, that takes me back to, Harri, you're a force. I don't know. I'm sure I'm not the first person to tell you this, but you are one of those positive, coming in hot people that you are all about can do and yes. Like I know
the same way about you. So
I don't know.
Awesome.
I don't have that much energy anymore. But when Rabbi Jackie was talking about you coming into, I love that you were honest and said that it was a little scary. But once you see what Harri can do, it's like, just like, you hitch yourself to the wagon and move in the direction she's going.
Exactly.
So kind. Well, I think we all need to come together, especially now. I mean, with the fires and with all the production leaving, I mean, we're a production town. It's been really scary. And, as moms with special needs kids, we're always about the transition. And so it's really a time of transition for everybody. And to have an organization like Vista, they just did an event for families that were affected by the fires. They're always looking to be there. And I think that's what's so great. And for them to be so open, I mean, for a CEO to be so open to letting us try something like this, and for her to get so involved. Lena Wilson on stage last year singing with this choir and the rabbi. it just says so much about this organization and about how accessible they are and about how they're really wanting to know what is really needed and want to be a part of that change and that support. So I think it speaks for itself when you see what Rabbi Jackie and Lena Wilson are capable of doing. It's just, they created this opportunity, and I'm so just gracious to be a part of this. It's just been wonderful.
But let's also, shift gears for a minute and admit that we live in interesting times, very much the way that the Chinese curse meant it, interesting times. And this is a particularly poignant time for a lot of groups that feel that their needs are marginalized and dehumanized. And, it is important in this moment in time for everyone to be standing shoulder to shoulder with clear eyes and like-minded purpose and supporting the kinds of things that are positive and that and I'm talking about the special needs community, but I'm also talking about, different groups of faith, including the Jewish community. We all need to be standing toe to toe and supporting each other because if we don't, I don't know what will happen. And it's certainly given me a great deal of pause in the last few months. And for anybody who has somebody who's part of, it's just horrifying to me to even identify the Jewish community as a vulnerable community. But we've seen in the last couple of years it is. And if we are not supporting our friends, these are our friends. And if we're not supporting them when they have supported us and our kids, I don't know what we're doing. So it's also great for you to come and see this performance and to have the open heart and have your heart opened more and to learn and be entertained. But it's also important that you be there to support them in this endeavor.
Shannon, I just want to thank you so much for your words. It's so heartwarming and it means so much to me personally. And I know it means a lot to the Jewish community. And to be recognized in that way by you is very, very special and very, very heartwarming. So thank you so much. Thank you.
Well, I wish these were things that we didn't even have to say. I wish that we lived in a future, and I'd like to live in that future where we know that everybody has love for everybody else, and that we understand that because someone worships in a different way than you do, or loves in a different way than you do, or dresses in a different way than you do, or communicates in a different way than you do, that they are still part of your community. And if we don't get to that, heaven help us. Because we have all felt like we didn't belong at some point. And I think at this point, and unfortunately, most people that are adults by this point have had at least one moment where they felt bullied or marginalized, right? And you didn't like it when it happened to you. So we cannot stand by and allow that to happen to people we love. So anyway, there's my soapbox on that.
No, thank you so much for standing up for people. And for seeing people and for listening. You've always had that, and where would we be without you and without what you've created in this wonderful platform for people to come on and talk about things?
But as parents and people who love neurodivergent individuals, we do not have the choice, right? Mm-mm. We have to be at the forefront of this because already we've seen that, so much of our community, their ability to get jobs, their ability to, be who they claim for themselves to be. There's a larger portion of our community that identifies as being LGBTQ plus than the general population. If we're not speaking up for the people we love, it will be to their detriment, and we can't allow that. Okay. Let's talk about some of the amazing things that you guys do aside from this event, because you do have this wonderful, wonderful organization, the Vista House of Lovingkindness. You mentioned a couple of things that you do, but I have a long list of things here that you guys do, services that you offer. Like, what is, forgive me, what is Tikkun Olam? And have I said it wrong?
It's pretty close. Tikkun Olam means healing the world. And it's about doing acts of service on the community. So, for example, we just had an event where we collected canned goods for unhoused individuals and collected funds for unhoused individuals. We are doing fundraising for an organization in Israel that supports autistic families with a child with autism. I mean, it's healing the world. It's each of us has is God's partner in the healing of this world. We're God's hands in this world, and it happens through us and through our hearts and our hands. It's not enough to just be thinking about it or feeling it, but to make it tangible so that you're actually touching someone else. And that's really about healing the world. It's part of the completion of this world.
Love it. Absolutely love it. I don't know if you know this, but I think we've had 2 young people now that were going through their bar mitzvah and bat mitzvah, and they have to have a project that they identify, and you could speak more eloquently to this than I can, but we have had 2 people come and work with us on events that was their project.
That's great.
Which was
Fabulous.
a really wonderful thing to be a part of. I don't know how we got hooked up with that, but I think somebody called and said, listen, my child has picked autism as their thing. In both cases, very neurotypical kids without siblings. It just gives you so much hope for the world, right? But you know, what is that the mitzvah? What is that called? The project?
People often call it a mitzvah project. It's just not everybody does it really, but a lot of people in this day and age do a special project as part of helping to heal the world, as part of their bar bat mitzvah celebration and preparation.
Amazing.
And it's you know, there's an idea in Judaism that we're all responsible for each other. There's plenty of ideas about and concepts about kindness for people in the world. And then there's also about acts of kindness and being responsible for those in our own community. And I think we can take a lot from that. It happens through us. It's not going to be divine hand coming down from heaven right now. It's going to happen through individuals' hearts that are connected to that an awareness of the sanctity of this life and allowing that to come through them and acts of loving kindness. And so that's really what the mitzvah project is, but it can look different. I mean, it can look different for every kid.
I just think if we could clone you 2 ladies, we could change the world today. But you are changing the world.
We're adding in, I mean, my whole thing with the O'Kelley Lab has a lot to do with mentorship. I mean, we're big on that, and we're doing that also with this event. So we're trying to expose neurodivergent individuals that want to be involved with a theater production or acting to have some sense of a mentorship as far as this goes, or to lead towards employment. And that's why we're bringing in autism and entertainment this year.
Wonderful.
So they'll be there. They're going to have a table. They're going to be able to talk to families that come through and introduce them to their program. But they are trying to make a difference. So it's not just the show, but we're also exposing these individuals to the industry and what it's like. So we're trying to create that mentorship and that employment as well.
Absolutely amazing. You included a quote in your talking points, and I don't know if you know it by heart or I can read it. The one that starts, "How can we create?" Do you want to?
Yeah.
Yeah. Go ahead.
How can we create a space of inclusion that allows individuals with autism to share their light before the community, so that they and their families feel that they are an essential and necessary part of the whole, as fellow humans on the human journey of life?
What an
And
amazing,
I think that's really what we're about.
yeah. And what an amazing gift to give those performers, right? And that, that is a thing that I absolutely love. Yeah, I mean, Harry knows my master's degree is in theater, because that's from my previous life. I believe in the power of theater. This is why we talked about sociodramatic play before. I believe in the power of performance to change people's hearts and minds. But it's a two-sided coin, right? Because there's the people who are performing, and those of us who have ever performed, we know it is transformative. When you are up there, you are living and breathing in a space that is bigger than you, and that is transformative. But we've also all sat on the other side, whether it's I personally believe in the live thing, but I also love to watch a film, and films have changed my mind. Whether it's a fiction film or a doc, my heart and mind can be changed forever by watching a story play out. So this is why I love the storytelling thing and just really respect what you do, Harri. For the O'Kelley Lab, tell people a little bit about if they have a person in their life that they think, man, they might benefit from this. Talk a little bit about what you guys do and how they would contact you and maybe participate.
I think it'd be great if you can come to the show. You can also reach out to us at theokellylab@gmail.com if you want to just reach out to us on our email. We're really looking to help and support individuals in finding, what they want to do. So within the industry and within, the film business or performing. So this event is a great starting point. If you can come to this event and you see yourself in any of these organizations, you can reach out to them and start your journey. And that's what we hope this will be. It's just, I think you have to be exposed to it. And I think this is an easy afternoon that you can come out, and if your child's into art, or if they're into singing, or if they're into acting, you're going to see an organization that you can identify with and hopefully start working with. So that's what we want to do. We want to connect you. It's a community builder, and we're all in this together. Amazing. So we hope you'll come out and you'll meet us. I'd love to meet you.
There you go. And so again, the title of this show is The Neurodiversity of Kindness. Stories of kindness told through music, dance, art, film, and silent presence and storytelling. What an amazing, amazing thing. It's on Sunday, April 27th from 3:30 to 5:30. And it is at the Vista Del Mar Child and Family Services, specifically at the Glorya Kaufman Performing Arts Center. That's located at 3200 Motor Avenue in Los Angeles. I am told that light refreshments will be served, and art from the community, as we said before, will be available for sale at the performance. That scarf is just stunning and beautiful. I can't even imagine what else is there. It's amazing. As we said earlier, the actual registration, the RSVP for the event has closed, but you're friends of Autism Live. So Rabbi Jackie, if you could give the phone number again of where they can call, you'll need to say you heard it on Autism Live, but where do they call?
So you can call 310-836-1223. And if you want to call me directly, my extension is 209. So 310-836-1223, extension 209. If you press 0 instead and to call the operator, you can either leave a message for me or with someone else who picks it up and say you'd like to talk to Rabbi Jackie or you'd like to come to show, and leave your phone number, and we'll call you back. And if for some reason we don't call you back, I think you can take a chance. Can't guarantee anything, but if there's space, you will be so welcome. We want our performers to be seen, and I think it's really an exchange between those on the stage and those in the audience. who's giving and who's receiving kind of melts away. And we're there in a shared gift of humanity. It's so beautiful. So I really hope we see you there.
There we go. And if you want to know more about Vista Del Mar, you can visit vistadelmar.org. If they want to know more about the O'Kelley Lab, you were suggesting that they email you, correct?
They can just email us. Yep. Email us at theokellylab@gmail.com. Reach out to us there.
Okay. Ladies, that's all the time we have. That flew by. Isn't that incredible?
It did.
It did. It just went whoop. But we just love you and we love what you're doing. And I will be there in spirit. I wish I could be there in person, but maybe next year is the year.
I think so.
But I have so much love
Shannon.
for you. I hope so too. I have so much love for both of you and everything that you're doing. Please have such a wonderful day that day.
So Shannon, I want to also tell you to enjoy this beautiful moment that you're going to have with your own son.
Yeah.
What a celebration. And we'll be with you too and thinking about you and what a journey. And thank you for this opportunity. Thank you for sharing your space with us and for all you do. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, ladies.
Bye.
Peace be with you. That's what I
Yeah,
want to say.
sending lots of love and gratitude your way. Thanks for everything,
All right.
for all you do for all of our community. Bye.
I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.
Bye. Bye-bye.
Two incredible women. Just want to make sure that you guys know, be tuned in. We still have many more shows throughout April, ending with our last day of April. We've got an amazing interview with Dr. Temple Grandin you won't want to miss, but check out the schedule, like and share. That's how more people get to see it. We'll be back with more shows. Until then, give your kiddos a hug from me and one for you too. Bye-bye for now. If you found anything helpful in this video, please give us a like. In fact, make sure that you smash that subscribe button on YouTube and give us a like on Facebook. You can also follow us on Twitter and on Instagram for important updates. And please download our free podcast wherever you get your podcasts. Thank you so much. See you next time.